Madonna do Carmen, aiutici tu.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another show of the Napoli Rant. I am Raff Biz, joined by my co-host, the vicar of Vestuvias, Rafa Rispo.
Pretty sure I still have it here. You
got the belt still?
The undisputed king of Napoli fans.
Yes.
The champion, the universal champion of Napoli fans. Campione de universe. I am the champion of Napoli. Hey, listen, the truth hurts, doesn't it?
It does. It's hard to accept sometimes.
Truth hurts, man. Some people just can't accept the truth, and that's their problem, not anyone else's, is it?
Well, welcome to everybody in the chat. Let's get this rant on the road, man. Let's go on here. We got our usual suspects, though, by Dan Manzanello e Cresciuto.
Manzanello e Cresciuto.
What's
up, everyone? What's up?
Pasquale Napolitana, let's go is right. What's going on? È ora, Cal, è ora. Siamo qui, siamo pronti, ragazzi. Big shout out to everybody on the replays as well as on the audio from the Far From Vesuvius Network. Welcome back. Yes, Dan, somewhat of a new intro, little tweaks here and there. We're kind of
new intro was getting me going, man.
How you going, right?
Yeah, it was.
That's hype music for us. That's what gets us.
It is hype music. It is for the audio listeners. I'll see if I can add the intro music. I usually add our intro music, but I'll see if I can add the minute ticker. Yeah, because they need to hear it. I'm sure they know what the old one sounds like. It was us talking in our first few shows.
Right. Shout out to Quentin on that. Yeah.
Yes, thanks, Quentin. But it was a little outdated, so we needed a new hype, and it hyped me up, man. Got me ready to go. So
Zeno, what's the dilly, man? The baseball font. All right.
Oh, the hat.
It was your hat. Not my hat.
Yeah. This is the new era released Napoli hat from a couple years ago, and this is the baseball font.
Yeah, they don't sell it anymore. I was looking for it. Are you?
They don't sell it anymore.
They don't have them anymore.
I had a fan of ours message me asking for the hats, and they are not available anymore. It's weird. It's crazy, but you know what? I think you can have them made, man. Like, Look at that.
There we go. Dom will appreciate my hat. Dom's gonna appreciate my hat. Right here, baby.
Nobody can appreciate mine. Come on,
no.
Man.
Put that thing away. No, I don't root against it. I'm a born and raised Yankee fan. So at the end of the day, I'll root Yankee.
Yeah.
But I won't root against the Mets, to be honest. I'm not gonna
same with me. I love all New York teams, really, honestly. I have my teams, my favorite teams I support, but I won't root against other New York teams for sure. Unless we play each other, which tomorrow and Wednesday we play against the Yankees 2 games. So.
Chained by Fleetwood Mac. Thank you.
Oh man. Yeah.
Johnny Ayucci. Glad to see you guys. By the way, his birthday's coming up. Be sure to it's Wednesday. Is his official birthday.
Oh, all right.
He celebrated. We saw the 1980s party on Twitter. It was really fun. He celebrated this weekend. But happy birthday!
Oh, was that him? Was that his birthday?
That was his party.
Yeah.
That was his birthday, man.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. I did see that.
You know what? I would have brought the Buitoni Maradona jersey you got.
Dude, you can't get more 80s than that, right?
Nope. Super 80s right there.
Just got to get a curly hair wig.
Looks like a rough season ahead. Johnny, why are you so negative lately about Napoli?
Come on, Johnny.
Come on.
Start yet.
What, the Balo into Roma? Now, like, the dark side is taking over? Is that what's going on?
Come on. The dark days are upon us.
The dark days. Dun, dun, dun. That's gonna be the Bala's theme song walking
That's
out.
it.
Dun,
when he comes to the Maradona.
Dun, 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 dun. Ciao, Alexander. Ciao, ragazzi. Sempre forza Napoli.
We have a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going through these guys. One more, Peter Scala.
Yeah, can't watch live, but you guys are the best. Forza Napoli, Forza Mets gonna beat them Yankee asses tomorrow, Wednesday. I hope so, brother. I hope so. Both teams seem to be. I don't know why. I don't want to say slipping, but the Mets lost 2 of 3 to the Padres, which is not good. Yankees, a couple of negative results, but yes, they won yesterday. But Dom is a big Yankee fan, so we sweeping them Mets this week. He says it's all love, it's all good. Either way, as long as the Braves lose, I'm good, dude. So the Yankees could win and the Braves could lose. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
Salvador, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna.
Yes, we are. He's talking about the kits, and we'll get into that later.
But real quick,
but yeah, hey, let's go.
So let's do it. So we're going to start off with a little bit of news today because like so many breaking things happened this afternoon that I figured maybe we can touch on it before we start ranting about Mertens, because we all know, like, you saw it, the 3 captains.
Well, that's the talking point. That's the big talking point.
That's the big one. So stick around to that. But let's talk a little news. Let's keep it a little light.
I'm going to keep everybody here before we get into that. I'm going to keep everybody here and say that I might have a controversial take on the Mertens leaving thing. And I know it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but everybody here might want to stick around and hear what I have to say about that.
Bancarella, yeah, if you haven't been there,
you must.
Bancarella Napoli, you got to get on.
You must follow.
Bancarella Napoli. I'll put on the handle later. But the best, most honest, most up to date, never lying, always real. Never.
The most trusted sources in Napoli
ever.
Most trusted sources
ever.
They didn't get one thing wrong, honestly.
Yeah. No. Everything.
These guys are good. They're good. They're
good. Yeah.
Who are these guys?
Who are these? Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I'd like to know. Chris Estrada's here. It's been long. Miss you
guys.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Chris.
You can ruffle Carl's feathers anytime.
He just wants my hat. He just wants my hat.
Like, let me get that hat, Raff. Anyway,
yeah.
Let's start real quick because I know we don't have a whole lot of information. Kim and the Korean tax man here. Oh, we were supposed to change this, right? Well, that's all right. Fuck it.
Nah, yeah, we're gonna change it to Kim. What's the holdup, Korea?
What's the holdup? What's the holdup, Korea? What's going on?
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Let's go. Get him in.
Although I will say this. A lot of us get really anxious and excited and about transfers that are coming in, signings, and then reporters go out and report, oh, today's the day, tomorrow, today's Kim day, tomorrow it's tomorrow, oh, it's Monday, oh, it's Wednesday. So it's like we all get so excited about them, but it's reported by these reporters that they're coming soon, and they don't. Meanwhile, there's snags in the road, and it really gets Napoli fans thinking, why does it take forever for us to sign a player? Now, I'm not denying it. It definitely takes a long time for us to sign a player. Seems longer than most teams, but we don't follow most other teams' market stuff. You know what I mean? So who knows how long they were talking about, so-and-so to this Serie A team. But yeah, I think that, in due time it'll come. Let's not forget there's a month left of the transfer market. Literally, I think the 1st of September is when it's over. The season does start in like 2.5 weeks. Which...
Yeah, but what's the holdup, Rafa? Like what's going on with this guy?
So
like, does anybody know out there in the chat? Like, maybe because I've read some articles. I don't get it. I don't get it. I use H&R Block. It's automatic. Like, that's all I know about taxes. Like, that's about it.
Well, so I don't know. For me, so apparently we're getting. Any player that we sign that's non-EU, I think we get like a 50% tax break on.
Okay.
Is what I believe. This is definitely a Joe Fischetti question.
Yeah.
100% need to hit up Joe Fischetti.
Someone call Joe again. God damn it.
Yeah, or go to his podcast and listen to them, because he'll either in the Q&A one or the last one he made with Bowen after he came on with us last week.
Right.
He explains it. But apparently there's something with Korean tax that is withholding his travel. I don't know, or like working papers or release. I don't know. It's definitely a working on the books thing. So it's so weird because
tax write-off.
Well, essentially. So I think Gaetano does describe it here with some sort of merit here. Sometimes it's difficult with different currencies and laws with players from different parts of the world, which makes a lot of sense. So he says, so it takes a little longer. So I mean, the agreements there, the fees are agreed upon between player and Napoli, Fenerbahce and Napoli. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get him in. It should have been this way. He's in. He'll be here. He'll be here.
He's in. He just needs a good accountant. And he's in. That's it. Okay. All right. Moving on, guys. Moving on. I think let's make fun of.
Well, he's dubbed the monster, right?
He is dubbed the monster, by the way. Yeah, yeah.
He's dubbed the monster. So we went from the comandante, the wall, the pilastro, the pillar, to the monster, and I'm okay with that, man.
I think that was his like nickname from the Korean national team, from what I understand. So that's how they. That's how the Koreans dub him, the monster.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was he not like Turkish League Player of the Year last season? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. But if that's true, I mean, we got Elmas from Fenerbahce, young player in Turkey of the year. We got Kim, player of the year. I mean, listen, I'm definitely defender of the year. I'm pretty sure. But I'm very excited about him coming in. I am.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see this guy even at practice. I want to see what he does. But we noticed the.
Yeah, it would be good if he can get in. It would be good if he can get in for one of these 4 upcoming, maybe 2 of these upcoming 4 friendlies that we have to play.
Right.
Mind you, guys. Let's just a little reminder. Wednesday is the next friendly. Now I don't know where it's broadcasted. The last 2 friendlies were on Facebook Live. I'm not sure of what and how to watch that. We'll get that to you as soon as we know, obviously. But we play next against it's another Turkish team, right? Adana.
I don't have the schedule in front of me, but you're probably right.
It's Wednesday. It's against Adana. I forgot the rest of it, but Adana is the team that Balotelli plays for.
Oh, okay.
Gökhan Inler is the captain.
Gökhan Inler? Oh,
yes,
I can't wait to see that guy again.
Sir. There's a few other players that are on like the Nigerian national team. There's a couple of Nigerians.
Okay.
There was a player that was in France. I forgot his name already. But you'll see him when you see him, you'll recognize him. And the manager is Vincenzo Montella. So this should be an interesting. It's called Adana Demirspor or something like that.
Here we go.
Demirspor. There you go. Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Adana Demirspor. That's right. Oh, Ken's up in here.
Ken Joffrey in the house. Adana Demirspor. Thank you, Ken.
So I believe Ken and the crew just finished up a Mertens commemorative for Far From Vesuvius. So look out for that too, pretty soon.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, so yeah, it's going to be fun. I would like to get to know where to watch that, and we'll let you guys know. Chris says, let me. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Answer this one, Rafa.
So thinking about the lineup, would Spalletti be starting Kim or Leo Østigård? I think it's designed for Kim to be the starter, but don't be surprised to see Leo in maybe the first couple of matches, especially in preseason. Obviously in preseason for the next match and the next couple matches, because Kim needs to get adjusted. I don't really know what he's done as far as training with Galatasaray goes. Think maybe he's not been training because of all of this, but for the long term, yes, Kim says Kim 100%, definitely 100% Kim. You don't bring in a guy like who's 6'3" they call him a monster.
Yeah, you don't bring in a monster and not play him, right?
No.
I just want to say something real quick. If there's anybody here, because we are streaming to Twitter as well, so if you're watching on Twitter, unfortunately, we are not able to see your chat. We can't even see if you're in here watching it. It was just something between once Periscope left.
StreamYard,
it was StreamYard. Once Periscope left Twitter, unfortunately, so did that service. But hopefully we can work on something.
YouTube is where it's at. Go to YouTube.
Come to YouTube if you want to get into the live chat. If you just want to sit back and watch, that's cool. But if you want to get in on the live chat, come into the YouTube. You can even go on Facebook on the Napoli rant. So check it out there. I just wanted to throw it out there. Vincenzo even confirms Kim and Rahmani starting, but Østigård will be great as well. I agree.
I'm very excited about the deal. Honestly, really,
And he can cross. The
Not
boy can cross, man. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have. Listen, not for nothing, but notwithstanding all of the moves out for Napoli, I'm really excited about the season. I am. I'm also really excited about Osimhen, what he said today. Did you see that? I meant to send you that graphic too, Ralph. Maybe we could have used it for today. I was going to send it, but he was in. I think it was La Gazzetta, or was it Corriere?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, but Osimhen said Napoli is a favorite for the Scudetto this year. That the squad is stronger than.
Yes, I did see it. Yeah. He's
Corriere. It was Corriere.
Yeah, he's looking forward to it.
Show you guys.
Right, it was on the. You know, I'm good. I added in a quick subject. Raff, I added in a quick subject. I'm just gonna put it up, but the Tempest Flare, because there was a little incident on the field this weekend where basically Anguissa went in on a tackle on Ostigard, I guess a little hard. Now they were having a mini game, on the field. Ostigard and
welcome
Victor,
to Napoli, bitch.
Welcome to Napoli. From a fucking elbow. Anyway,
here at Castel di Sangro, we don't play.
We don't play, boy.
We don't play at Castel di Sangro, baby.
There's no blood in there in the word for nothing. We'll see some Sangro.
I guess so.
But yeah,
Osimhen sticking up for New Boy, huh?
Yeah, I guess maybe they're BFFs now. I don't know what it was, but they were Ostigard and Victor were on the same team in this mini game, and then Anguissa was on the other team. And Anguissa came in kind of a hard foul, and then the ball was given up, and Anguissa's team scored a goal, and Victor was apparently really upset about this, and he was getting at Anguissa. You could see there's a video. I think Joe shared it first, I believe, and then we shared it as well. So you can check our Twitter. The video is up there, and after a while, you kind of see Spalletti just going, kind of like making a gesture towards the locker rooms, and kind of has him hit the showers. So, but to give you an update, so there's another video where right after that, Victor goes basically to the back where the track was, and he was signing autographs. So he wasn't like in a bad mood, breaking things, throwing things all over the place. He was signing autographs, taking pictures with some kids, with some different fans. So I don't know. I guess he cooled off. It's hot down there. It's tempers flying. There's a lot of little things to do. And
you're right. Yeah, I'll admit
it happened
as the news was coming out, because I get alerts from Sport Italia all the time, and the first thing, and I'm working busy, and the first thing I see from Sport Italia was Osimhen and Spalletti get into a fight, and that's all I knew. So I'm like, great, here we go with the rumors that he's leaving, and then the new rumors of you got Simeone apparently close to signing. You got the new rumor that Raspadori was coming in. That the rumor that's flying around right now. And here I am thinking, this is it. He's gone. This is it. But not taking into account the context of what happened. Like, I didn't read into what happened until a little later, where I see, okay, it's just a little squirrel. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
It's scrum, I guess.
Not maybe. Even. It was just a couple words, and I think that was it. Raff, you frozen? I think Ralph froze up on me. All right, so Raff is frozen a little bit. I'm gonna wait for him to. Get back. Let me see him. Let's get him off real quick. But basically, anyway, he got sent off the field. Luciano Spalletti kind of takes him to the back, just asks him to leave, cool off, what have you. I don't know how you guys feel, but I noticed that in some of the exhibition games, Victor Osimhen a little bit more, I don't know, hot-headed than usual. He was a little bit more emotional than usual. Now, considering like what we saw his first year, even last season, it's a cause for concern, because the thing is, if he starts kind of letting his emotions get the best of him, defensemen from the opposing teams, they're going to start taking wind of this, and they're going to start doing anything they can to get in his head. and it's going to cost for yellow cards, red cards, and we all know they're going to be itching to make us suffer, some of these refs. But, you know, I can see why maybe Spalletti did what he did. It was in front of a big crowd. You can see the crowd kind of like across the field. So, but either way, it's all good. From what I understand, sorry, guys, be right back. A little technical issues. But either way, from what I understand, like the next day, Victor was sitting on the bench or something, and Spalletti kind of came over, reached his hand out, pulled him up, and said, you know, go back on the field and play. So, you know, seems to be okay. No big deal, honestly. Like Ken said, some of these footballers, they're actually like fighting on the field. So I can imagine this is nothing. But you know, comment on penalties. Yeah, this is a good one from Vincenzo, guys. We'll wait till I don't want to move forward. I want to wait till Rafa to get back. But what do you guys think of this? I mean, a lot of people said give it to Osimhen. Joe Fischetti even commented, and a few people in our chat were saying give it to Osimhen so Osimhen can score like 40 goals this season. And because we're going to draw a lot of penalties, I have a feeling this season. And, you know, maybe it'll help increase in values. So what do you guys think of that? Or maybe Kavada's he's just really good at thumbs up, Rafa there. You good? Okay.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Very good. Vincenzo brought this up. I just impromptu subject here while you fixed your.
Well, so I was able to watch the whole thing because I realized my internet's out, but my phone still works. So I watched it while we were off, and I was listening to everything you said. So I'm caught up.
Welcome back. Welcome back,
Well,
sir.
thank you. But now it's not working in my headphones. I don't know what's going on.
You hear me?
Anyway, whatever. No, I hear you. I'm not on my headphones. So, okay. We'll toss those to the side.
Toss those things. But
what are you
gonna
do?
What are you gonna do? Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. You know. So. What do you think of this, Rafa? Comment on the penalties. It's 100% true.
I mean, I guess I'm all right with it. Spalletti is the one who's seeing what's going on in the training facility. You know, I probably would have considered Osimhen, but I think that's okay. I mean, you go from one left winger taking penalties to another, right? You know, he's gonna get the pens, and I'm okay with it. You know, I mean, it seems like he's
perfect for it.
He's the right guy to do it. You know, I haven't myself seen him take any penalties, but we'll see.
So I like what Pasquale said here as well. Now give it to Victor so he can get the capocannoniere.
Yeah, but Chucky Lozano draws a lot of fouls too. You know, he says he'll be drawing the fouls. Chucky draws the fouls too. Maybe, you know, someone said this over the off season. You know, in like possible rule changes. I think it was Bonetti who said that he would love to see it to be where, like, if you drew the foul for the penalty, you take the penalty. Sort of like foul shots. If you get fouled, you take the shots in basketball.
That's kind of cool.
I think that's a great idea, to be honest with you. I'm not against that. Like, if it's a handball, you can designate a kicker. But if it's someone who gets a foul in the box, they should take it.
And I think even like, and if they don't want to and they want to pass it off, you pass it off to the captain or another striker or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. But Vincenzo saying, I trust Spalletti to choose the best taker. Cavada is perhaps less emotional and very accurate shot placement. That I agree with. This kid can pick corners like the best of them. But I like the other thing about it. It sucks, but helping Victor achieve the Capocannoniere, maybe even increasing that value a little bit, putting those goals to his record. I know they're penalty goals, but still, like they still count. Maybe Osimhen can't keep his cool. Maybe. I think he can do it. I remember last season when Insigne took a penalty that Osimhen drew, and I think Victor really wanted to take it. And then you can kind of see him walk away, like him and Koulibaly kind of walking away from the penalty shot, like going towards the midfield away with their back turned towards the shot. So I mean, listen, as far as his hot-headedness on the field and how he acts on the field is one thing, but him taking a penalty shot, I think he can bury those. Why not? If he has Capocannoniere, possibilities, then he can take penalty shots, and the pressure, I think the pressure on Insigne because he was a Napolitano was a lot higher than the pressure on Victor Osimhen because he's young, he's hungry, and he wants to score. He wants to get goals, so he's gonna try to.
Well, Insigne didn't start taking didn't start missing really penalties until recently. I mean, he used to be ice cold on the penalty. You know, it wasn't until most recently where he was missing a few. And I think you're right. It's when the pressure comes in. So you got this kid, Kvaratskhelia, who, you know, maybe is feeling a little bit of pressure for being somewhat like new and have some responsibility on his shoulders. But at the same time, it could be that he doesn't feel the pressure because he's in a new place. He doesn't feel he hasn't played a game in the Maradona yet, so he doesn't feel the tension, and he doesn't feel the chills you get when it's a Champions League night and the anthem is playing and all that, you know. So we'll get there though.
Hey, maybe we want to bring up Kvara's value. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like if this guy's the young next best thing, I mean, the argument could go both ways. So I'm with it there. Vincenzo's saying I'll stick with this. We have to be concerned with what's best for the team, not just one player, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah.
And Anthony says that Kvara.
Kvara
has already shown his dribbling abilities, and if Spalletti believes in his finishing already, he may be going for Capocannoniere. Listen, Bancarella said 48 goals, not for nothing.
What? Bancarella
said he's going to score 48.
48? They're wrong.
That's what Bancarella said.
58.
Oh, 58. Was it 58?
I think he's going to get all their goals for Napoli.
I think he's going to break the single season all competitions goal scoring record set by some Munets. I don't know. I don't remember who it was. Ronaldo, maybe? Munets. Anyway, Ralphie boy. What else do we have to talk about?
Real quick. We'll touch on it real quick, but this I'm going to put.
Dan said 48 was the amount of assists.
48 was the amount of
58 goals, 48 assists. I was wrong.
50 for 50. 50 on 50, right?
Dude, imagine that. The first 100-point scorer in history.
That'd be crazy. This one, Juve is going to Juve. Real quick, guys. I'll read it off to you. A guy, maybe some of you know this already, but a guy named, and I don't know, I'm not really trying to imply anything, but I just find it funny. I find it curious, and I want to read it off. So those of you who don't know, now know. Luca Mangiani.
Luca Mangiani.
He was a linesman referee in Serie A. Has now, and Juve Allegri, he had put out an official statement stating that this is the new trainer for the Juventus, for their youth team, all the way up to their A team.
So a former
he's
linesman.
One of the new trainers. Yeah. So the former linesman, same linesman, coincidentally, who Catania president Polvirenti went apeshit about. I think it was in 2012 when the same linesman disallowed a goal in a game, Juve versus Catania. And the president ended up going on Facebook and finding Maggiani's Facebook with a Juve Campione on his profile. Now, again, I'm not implying anything. I'm not saying that this ref's a cheater, but it's Juve's gonna Juve. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how it all works out sometimes? But Forza Catania is right. Thank you, man.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you go from having the referee sponsors on their shirt being a member of the Agnelli family to a literal referee joining the training staff. It doesn't surprise me one bit. It's very Juventus of them, and I wish them all the worst season on record. And maybe because there's more news.
Considering there's more news on Juve. Pogba injured. That's right.
No way.
We're not. By the way, we don't wish injury. I don't care what team you play for. We don't wish injury on
Although
anybody.
I did wish for Higuain to break his leg, and I still stand by that. But that's the
fair enough.
only exception.
You're allowed one. You get one.
I'm allowed one. That's it. That's the one.
We're not making fun of Pogba. So if any sensitive Juventini watching this right now, we're just saying he's injured. So I was, there's not much information. So I went to Carmine, president of Napoli Club Toronto. This is kind of like his field. This is like his specialty, something he's studying. So I asked him, I was like, Carmine, what does this mean? Because the reports are saying he injured his lateral meniscus. All right, I don't know if he tore it. I don't know if he sprained it or what have you. It's somewhat of a serious injury. I'm sure it's more than a sprain. I don't know what grade it is or whatever they do. I asked Carmine for a statement. Typically, what are these things? How long do these things last? And he was kind enough to give me a statement. He said, Paul Pogba is looking at a recovery time of 12 to 16 weeks for this injury. However, there's a however in here. Accounting for the Ferragosto, Sunday lunches, and the fact that everyone will be al mar from August 15th on, we're looking at 18 to 20 weeks for recovery time.
Yes. Good. Great. I'm all for that. All for that.
Yeah.
And again, we don't wish injury on anybody. Pogba coming back to Juve for me was a sort of backwards move. Again, for me, it just the only exception for me for a comeback to Napoli would have been Cavani. I just, not to beat this with a, like it's a dead horse, but a Cavani return to Napoli for me would have worked. That's the only case, I think. Otherwise, just you don't go back to what didn't work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pogba was good for Juventus. He got himself in. Then he had a really bad time at United. So for Pogba to come back to Juve with Allegri, who's not really doing it, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's a high profile move. That's it. He has won a World Cup. That's fine. But, I don't think it was the right move for them. And I think that midfield is in trouble. They made a good move with Bremer, and their attack is going to be their attack. Chiesa, Vlahovic, and now Di Maria, which for me is not a backwards move because they never had Di Maria, but he's up there in age, and I don't think that's the way to go. They're really looking for this glory now, and I don't know if it's going to happen. But I don't rate Juventus's team this year, to be honest with you. I really don't. And that's not me saying that because I'm a hater, because I really do hate Juventus. But I'm saying that because I just don't see it. I don't see it. Nothing that they do makes me go, ooh, they're going to be dangerous. Nothing.
No.
So, my take.
We'll see how that goes moving forward. But anyway, I do actually, I wanted to mention, I think this is a good time now that somebody has brought it out into the chat. Christian Siriano, there's Forza Stefano Cioffi. Now, if you don't know Stefano Cioffi, he is a member of Napoli Club Toronto. He's cousins with Sereno Verdolive. This morning, he had posted on his Twitter this morning, he went for heart surgery today. And, we wish him nothing but the best. We haven't got any updates yet. We think he will be okay. We think that he will make a recovery and he's out of the operating table. If there's anybody in the chat that was, you guys know, Rafa, hit up the Renaissance boys. Let me see if we can get an update on.
I'm actually doing that.
We can get an update on Stefano, but a good kid. He was super nervous, but we want to know that we're all with you. We're all behind you, and we wish you a speedy recovery. Get back soon, Stefano. Get back on your feet. Much love to your family. Siamo tutti con te, all right? Stay strong. We're here. We love you, Stefano. And hopefully Rafa can get us an update. So, yes. And if anybody can reach out to him, please tell us. Please send him on.
Yeah, if there's an update, I'll alert you guys. So.
Okay. All right. Let me see. One more, Rafa, and then we'll get into. Let's just get into. Yeah, let's get into. Should we get into Mertens? I mean, this is what we're here for, right? Yeah, we'll save the drip stuff. We're gonna save the drip stuff. Maybe if we have some time at the end. But kid's a damn good soul from Dom. Forza Steph from Jaluka. Christopher Estrada, Forza Steph.
Thank you, everybody.
Ciao,
Stefano
Forza
is
Steph.
yeah.
Uno di noi. Pasquale, Forza Steph. Francesco, great kid. Gianni Ucci, Forza Steph. Vincenzo Bartillo, Forza
Thank
Steph.
you, everybody.
Sean, Forza
Prayers
Steph.
to Stefano.
Francesco again, Forza Steph. Do by Dan, Forza Steph. All right. I want to throw out there, but I love it, guys. I love it. Bubble drip talk. Please no bubbles on our jerseys.
Well,
but
so okay, let's do it really fast, right?
All right, really quick.
Really fast, and then we'll
Drop
go
that
into
drip.
drop that drip. So Wednesday, the drip comes out. Well, so already we've seen the new training kit. It's black with the different blues on the sleeve and V shapes.
Right.
I love it. Apparently the white is the same way. There's a white training top with the blue going darker and lighter. I love it. The polo came out. It's gray. I like that. There's the zip top to the half zip top, which is really nice in the same way as the training kits. Lete, nice and big. But the kits are coming out for the friendly on Wednesday, and ADL has come out and said that there's a blue kit, a white kit, and an aqua kit, and I'm really intrigued by that, because I always thought that this was aqua cielo, azzurro come acqua
like
cielo,
turquoise,
cielo and mare, but yeah, so aqua turquoise. I mean, I
please
know
no bubbles.
a lot of us are looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see what it looks like, but I don't know if it makes much sense. Like, why would you come out with a third kit looking blue? But
if you're doing but it was aqua blue, right? So maybe it could be like that, kind of like turquoise teal,
or a turquoise teal. Yeah,
maybe it's like a teal or maybe some yellow with something, or maybe it could be like Jones Beach and it'll be green. Like Rockaway Beach green,
or the Hudson River, like
Hudson River green.
Hudson River green, yeah.
I agree here. Third kit should be black, yellow, or red. I'm with that.
Well, I could go for a black third kit.
Please, man. Della, I am dying for a black kit with the blue trim, like the one NYCFC had that year. Oh dude, man, gorgeous,
dude. But also the ones that we had the black kits in 17. It was 16-17 when we played Real Madrid in the Champions League with the gold Kappa trim. Oh, that's my favorite Napoli kit. That's my favorite.
Yes.
Loved it. But anyway, there is some draw ups going around saying that like not draw ups, but like mock up kits going around.
Right.
And in our chat there was one that was shared by Danny Duende. And if you want to pull it up really quick, Ralph, we'll show it off.
Here she is.
Well,
look at that beauty.
So here's the thing. I went in and drew that Scudetto. Here's the story behind this. Danny posts this, and Gaetano says, listen, I love it, and I do. It looks really nice. But the Napoli N should be on the left, they're saying, over the heart. Why isn't it there? And I joked that this is next season's kit, 23-24, because they're saving room for the Scudetto. They're going to put the Scudetto there. So I took it upon myself and drew this beautiful Scudetto on the jersey. Yep. So this is what next year's kit is going to look like, guys. But then I had to fix it again.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that I did something wrong. And I said, yeah, that's okay. So I typed in, fixed it. And then I said, oops, fixed it again. Someone put Lete in white. You got it.
Why would you do that?
I had to fix it again and put it back in red,
Right.
So
why wouldn't you make it those beautiful large red font?
Yeah, I'm okay
why
with
would you want
the MSC
white?
Being silver, but Lete is always in red. Sempre Lete in rosso. But yeah, so well, it was fire until I put the fire out with the vacuum cleaner. By the way, I put the fire out with the vacuum.
Saw that? Yo, shout out to people on Twitter today making some funny jokes about Raff's optimism. We got Michele with did you see the one he made with the Pompeii?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to see this, man. He tagged us
Go
in
to
there.
Twitter. Go to
Go
Twitter.
to Twitter,
and
man.
look
It's
up.
you guys were on a roll today, man.
Where it's at?
So
Is that on the? Is that on
the thing is, it was
Twitter page?
unshareable for Napoli rant, so I couldn't share it. I got to tell Miguel to fix that or whatever, so I can share it. But then I forgot who it was that commented about with Rafa being, optimistic.
Me. It was Michele. It was him. He was saying that I'm Mr. Optimism,
and he was vacuuming the fire.
Vacuuming the fire. Yeah.
Tapos.
Hilarious.
All right. Let's get emotional. Let's talk about. We got a good 20-30 minutes here, and we'll kick off. So Mertens finally says his goodbye. That makes our three, quote unquote captains. With Insigne maybe being the official captain with the armband, but we all know that Koulibaly, Insigne, and Mertens were the leaders of this team. Now I know we won't get into Ospina, even though he was a great goalie and he did great things. Him leaving also, but let's just focus on these three guys because these three guys, well, Mertens in this case, but these three guys had history with the club. And, when it all went down, especially like Insigne goes, we kind of, Insigne's blow was a little softer because we had a few months to process it. We kind of understood, we understood by last December that he was going to go to Toronto. So we were kind of able to absorb it. We had a little send-off. It was nice. But Koulibaly, and I hope Ken is still in here because he had a good comment that I was agreeing with, and I'm going to get into it. Koulibaly goes, and it was unprecedented, Rafa. I mean, all of us, nobody guessed that was going to happen. Everybody had an idea that he wanted to leave. Everybody had an idea that he wanted to try something new. Some people say ADL pushed him out. Some people say, he wanted to go. Either way, there's nobody's opinion on this show that he that it was his fault. It was nobody's fault.
I think both could be true, and people could both be right in saying that.
Yeah, but either way, he's gone, and it was tough. And I think the emotional storm after that was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot for us to handle too. It was way too much. It was at levels we've never seen before. And I don't know if this stems from some of the frustration of maybe not having a Scudetto yet, or just like maybe some distrust among the fans with ADL. Whatever it is, it was. Yes, Kyle, you can say your take on it. Just put it in, and then we'll put it out here. But whatever it was, I think the blow is big. But then Mertens comes along, and Rafa.
Well, listen,
says bids farewell. I mean, what were your first feelings? What were your first reactions to this?
So, I was more sad to see Koulibaly go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty shocked that Mertens didn't resign, and in my opinion, and I said this with Carmine when we first came back, the one that you missed, you were in Italy. Okay. I said we can't lose everybody this transfer market. I legitimately said that. I still in some ways feel that way, while I also get the motive behind it. I think that at least we should have made, well, and I'm not saying we didn't, but we should have made more maybe of an attempt to keep Mertens for one more season. Now, here's the thing. If Spalletti doesn't have him in his plans, and the two of them can't match up with, what each other want as far as on the pitch is concerned.
Okay.
Then there's, what else can you do? Mertens has come out before on more than one occasion and saying, I don't care about the money. I only want Napoli. But when you turn down a 2.6 million net for one season,
mm-hmm.
Can we say it's for the money? Can we say it's not for the money? Can we say, what is it? You're 35 years old. Like, Father Time is catching up. I honestly feel like since the birth of his son, he has changed his priority when it comes to playing. So I don't believe for a second that it has something to do with playing time. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times.
Let me interject on you real quick, Rafa, because I read an article today actually from, and I don't know how reliable this guy is. I think you know him, Angelo Forgione.
Okay, yeah.
Journalist, right? Now he came out and said that Mertens did not deny an offer, but rather left because of Spalletti.
But that's not the first time we've heard about Spalletti and a club stalwart having a bad relationship. Totti left Roma.
For quacks
Totti
like a
ended
duck.
up retiring because of Spalletti. You know,
I mean,
he was not in his plans anymore on Spalletti's second go around with Roma, and you know, we have yet to see Mertens sign a contract. It's coming to the point where these players need to find a place to go. I don't want to say fully. I'm almost 80% that Mertens is about to retire. I don't think it has anything to do with the playing time when it comes to Mertens. Maybe it did when it came to Spalletti. Like if Spalletti did not have a plan for Mertens, especially since all of these players are being linked with Napoli. You have Deulofeu linked. Now Raspadori is linked, which I don't think is going to happen, but still there. Nope. Don't forget, we still have Elmas that can play where Mertens played. We have Zielinski, who's we're all forgetting about, who's probably going to start, you know, unless he's sold. But
you can comment, Carmelo.
But Mertens wants the World Cup. I think he retires in January, is what Gianluca says. But does Mertens really want? I mean, I don't know. Like let's talk about that. He's got a baby now. He's been on vacation since. You know, I don't know. But here's my problem.
Okay.
If Mertens signs $3 million for Salernitana, then I have a real problem with that. Everything Mertens said goes out the window for me. And I know he's a club legend. He's a goal scorer. He's the icon of Napoli. He's the son of Napoli. Ciro Mertens, Ciruz, this and that. And I get the rumors because he doesn't want to leave Naples. So going to Salernitana would probably be the best bet if you want to still play in Serie A. But there are other smaller teams that you can go to if you're at the twilight of your career. That's the thing. Like you can't go to Salernitana, man. You cannot do that. Napoli will not love that at all. Trust me. You will become. It's almost like going to Juventus. Almost. Those fans don't get along.
I would have been all right with Salernitana, but they got on my shit list last season after they started chanting against us.
But they got on your shit list last season. They've been on Napoli fans' shit list for a long time.
Right.
Vice versa. So I like what Cal said. Go to Benevento. Go to that team that he played, that he had the shirt on. He made a joke about this shirt he wore. Like, you know, the team from close by. Like, do something like that. Listen, again, I was very, very, what's the word? I was shocked that Mertens left, and I'm sad about it too, because I really did want him to finish his career at Napoli.
Right.
But you can't give everybody a proper send-off. Like if fans are going nuts about Mertens leaving because he didn't get any Insigne-like send-off, you're not justified in paying him $3 million a season for one season just for the end of the season to be the last time he shows up in at the Maradona. Like that doesn't make sense financially. You can't expect everybody to get this magical send off. I know we said last week that you know Hamsik didn't get it, Maggio didn't get it. They should have got it. You know, this year they gave it to Insigne. They gave Gulam the armband in the last match away to Siena, or not Siena, the other team, Piccolo Club, whatever, doesn't matter. They not everybody could get a proper send off like you guys want them to.
can I interject with you? I just
Yeah.
want to add to that. So I'm not sure if Ken was still here, but there was a bit of a back and forth I saw on Ken, friendly back and forth with Ken and actually Henry Bell from the Far from Vesuvio podcast. Shadows of Vesuvio
on
podcast
FFV, yeah.
on Far from. So Henry Bell and Ken had, and I agreed with Ken. There's ongoing negotiations. It's very difficult. Like Lewandowski didn't have a send off for Bayern. I mean, granted, maybe I understand the value of Mertens in Piazza Napoli.
Thanks, Joey. No, I couldn't think of who it was that they played last. Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
It's Cloudy. If you're given a magical send off, it means you're losing that player for free. I guess, but it's tough. Again, you have ongoing negotiations. It wasn't a surefire thing that these people were not going to resign. I mean, nobody knew about Koulibaly. I mean, nobody really knew what Mertens was going to do. Let's keep it real. It was very possible that they could have re-signed. It's possible. And, whatever your comments are about it, the fact is that Koulibaly had another year on his contract. We didn't know what he was going to do. You can't give a guy a send-off. He has another year in the contract. He didn't sign any contracts with Chelsea. Maybe they knew, maybe they didn't know, but still, Napoli cannot give a send-off in that case. Insigne we knew about since January or December, what have you. Yeah. It's easy to set something up. Even Gulam got to play the 90 minutes. I think they gave him the captain's armband. So there's little things we can do. I know in the past with Maggio, I know we've had some issues. I'm not defending ADL per se here. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that it's hard to give these people proper send-offs. The club made a video on their social media. They thanked them. It was a 1-minute video. Some people saying that why he only got 1-minute video. Come on. What do you want? An hour? I mean, they gave him his goodbyes. The send-offs, to me, come from the fans. It comes from us. We're the people that are going to remember him forever. We're the people whose lives were touched. We're the people. It's our history. So, and everybody online came. They thanked them. They shared pictures. They tagged them. All this good stuff. They honored him in a good way. And Koulibaly and Insigne. And that's it. Maybe one day he goes to the stadium and he'll get a proper thing. Like when Callejon, when he was playing with Fiorentina, came on, they gave him a standing ovation in São Paulo. Like, there's ways to do it. But as far as setting up a surprise party, goodbye party, it's very difficult to do that when you're right.
It's not feasible. If people were really thinking that Mertens was going to re-sign so that he can go out in his career the way he should with a send-off, it doesn't make sense. If you ask me, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense if you listen. Nobody deserves it more than opinion that if he doesn't sign with another team and does call it a career, at some point this season, Mertens is going to show up at the Maradona and they're going to have some sort of a proper goodbye for him. Even if he does sign for another team, he said he wants to stay in Naples or raise his kid there. At some point, there's going to be a testimonial for him. I don't see why all these players, when their career ends, we can't have a testimonial anyway. Like Koulibaly, like Insigne, his career's not over yet. Mertens, it just, for me, it makes the most sense to save the money, the $3 million net a season. Net, mind you, 2.6 million net. So what's that? 4.5 million that they would have to shell out for 1 year. And it doesn't make fiscal sense when you have younger, hungrier players coming in. Listen, it's the end of a cycle. I think a lot of fans are very emotional and pissed. Emotional because the players are leaving, pissed at ADL in public because of him not being able to keep these players, although he offered them, but also subliminally, Ralph, pissed that these players did not bring a Scudetto to Napoli. subliminally.
The harsh truth. It's
Subliminally, the harsh truth. And I told you guys, I have a harsh take on this. While these players were world class, became world class under the Napoli, on the Napoli pitch, and are forever remembered by Napoli, right? And will be. People are subliminally pissed off because these guys couldn't get the job done. And you know what? That's a harsh truth. They couldn't get the job done. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. We didn't lift the Scudetto. We got Coppa Italia, which 3 times in 8 years, I think is an achievement. Multiple every year qualifying for Europe, great Champions League memories, great goals, great memories that'll last a lifetime.
Solid. No more Lozano. No more Don't please stop throwing Lozano under a bus. We get it. We're well aware. It's solid. Thank you. But I want to touch on this one, Claudio, because hey, he mentioned a past rant. So going back to a past rant where you guys spoke about hating your boss, very true. Mertens seems like another culprit. Money doesn't seem like the issue here. It seems like a principal thing. Really can I respond first if you don't mind?
Yes, go ahead. Go
ahead. It could be. I'm not going to rule out money, but Mertens also made a statement at one point about he would take any money to come back to this team. And I almost believe that. You know what I mean? Like, one can say, that's what they're going to say, to boost up their approval. But I almost believe that. I think Mertens would have stayed for anything because maybe he's good. Maybe he's just about the end of the career. I mean, the very tail end, maybe another year left. A lot of people were saying it in here. Maybe 2 seasons left and then he's done. Maybe he wants to go and be a father and raise his kid and step away from soccer. We don't know anybody's ambitions, but I don't think Mertens hates his boss. I mean, he stayed on his team for 8 years. He played his heart out, man. He loved the city. He named this kid Chiro. There's so many things. I mean, maybe he hated the boss, but he loved the team. That's for sure. He loved the city. That's 100%. So maybe he still wanted to stay here.
Right.
But this is why I think the whole minutes played argument, maybe it's a little bit of both, but the whole minutes played thing, I think comes into factor.
Well,
with the World Cup coming in, Raff, with the World Cup coming in December, and Mertens, that's certainly going to be his last World Cup. I don't think he's going to, I doubt he'll be back when he's 39 on Belgium. But
I'm arguing that he won't even get chosen for the World Cup, and that was with him playing on a team. Like that was maybe my argument, and that was debunked by a lot of people. I don't know if he's going to get chosen. I mean, I know he's part of this last hurrah for Belgium because let's face it. There's a last hurrah here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know he might want to be part of that, but I'm not sure Roberto Martinez is keen on picking the 35-year-old that has ankle issues. And listen, he's a legend. I love him. I love him very much. Mertens is Napoli. But facing the facts, dude, it's ADL off. Listen. ADL offered, we've lowered our salary cap. Obviously, we've lowered our salary wage bill, right? The highest paid player is at 3.5 mil net. Okay. 3.5 mil net. That's the highest he's willing to pay anyone. He was willing to pay him 2.6 net, which is a 4.5 gross. And he's 35 and probably won't play. I mean, I understand where he said the money's not important. Napoli is important. I would have taken 2.6 million net to sit and chill and come on when I need to. Obviously, if he's on the roster, Spalletti will use him in some way, shape, or form. So take the money, spend one more year, go to the World Cup, have fun. Your son is 1 year old when you're finished, and live your life.
Do they have to? I'm not sure how it goes because I remember we had something similar with Malik. Do they have to fulfill a certain amount of playing time for the beginning of that season in order to qualify? Or is it just the thing Belgium is like, well, you're sitting on the bench. So we're not to
No,
basically
no.
They
I
don't have
think
to
that's
fulfill
up
any
to-
minimum requirements.
No, that's
Sorry,
up to the
I'm a little
manager.
ignorant.
That's up to the manager of the national team. That's
Okay.
at the discretion of the manager for the national team. Because
Okay.
you could there's nothing like that. I mean, I'm sure maybe listen, I'm not denying that there was a conversation between him and Martinez saying, listen, man, if you're going to play at Napoli and they're not going to play you, you can't come. You can't. I'm not going to pick you. You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing to have a player sit on the bench for the season and use him as needed. It's another thing to pick a player that hasn't played for a month for a 7-game stretch to win a World Cup. You know, so maybe that was a conversation, and maybe he felt, you know what, it's probably best to go play somewhere else to get into the World Cup, and this is going to be it. But at the same time, if he loves Napoli, like I know he loves the city and I know he loves the people and I know he loves but if he loved the club the way he said he did, I would fucking, excuse my language, take that 2.6 mil and come in when I'm used. Like, it's not like, again, Spalletti would have used him in some way, shape, or form. We're Napoli. We're getting hurt. Someone's getting hurt. So I'm sure he would have had a spot on the team.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he would definitely get. But I want to read Pasquale. We were going back and forth today in the Discord, him and I and a few others. Well, Spalletti didn't play him last year, even though he was good with Ozzy the handful of times they played together, which I agree. So it's Luciano not wanting him and ADL not paying, in my mind, is what Pasquale says.
Okay, but here's the thing. We can't be mad at any of that. We can't be mad. We can be mad at Koulibaly. Not at Koulibaly, but at Koulibaly leaving. I think if Napoli really wanted to try to get him to re-sign, they would have offered him 8, even though Chelsea would have came in with 10. They would have offered him 8, and maybe he would have taken that.
Napoli would have offered Koulibaly 8?
If ADL really wanted to keep him. So we can have a gripe with that if you want. You can be legitimate and say, you're gonna let your best defender go to a team in Europe and blah 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 blah. Okay, fine. But for the Mertens thing, I mean, I saw a lot of people really upset with ADL for Mertens too. And for me, I just can't justify people being upset with ADL for Mertens. I think it's listen, it's run its course. He's injured. You bring it up all the time, Ralph. The ankle. What if the ankle is nagging?
Yeah. I think it's something more to do with Spalletti than DeLaurentiis. Now, some people can we be? You could be mad at ADL. I mean, like, we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. Was it more the money? Was it more the coach, or was it something else that we don't know about? There was reports at one point too that there was like back and forths going on with Napoli and Mertens' lawyers, where the 2.5 million was actually a decent offer, but there was an additional 1.8 in question that went to the lawyers and the agents, and that's when communication started breaking down. Now, this was supposedly coming; these were facts from the lawyers, so the lawyers were saying it. It's so tough to unravel it and to find out what's true. Now, here's another thing that could have happened. Maybe ADL was just like, I'm not paying your lawyers and your agents because he don't like them. All right. And Mertens was like, well, you got to pay my peoples. I'm going to stay loyal to them. They work for me, and you got to pay it. And maybe they just couldn't get to that number. Maybe he wanted a little bit more, and we don't know. Maybe he wanted guarantee. I think these are all acceptable things to accept. ADL did come out. He was, I think, I don't know. I think it was like after the dentist or something, or at another point, stating that if somebody had asked him, a fan had asked him if he offered Dries Mertens money, and how much was it, and he's like, I offered him 2.5 mil. Now, here's the deal. Some of you, I don't know if you follow him. His name is we call him Chicho's Infiltrato Azzurro. He's like on Instagram. And he follows Napoli. Talks about.
Oh yeah, I know. I
right. He had an interesting statement before Koulibaly. Right before Koulibaly left, Giuntoli came out and said we offered him $6 million, and that's the offer. Very rarely do we hear the sports director ADL coming out and actually throwing out a number. Soon after that, KK signs for signs for Chelsea.
Michele brought that up too on the Philly.
Right on the last.
Yeah,
right.
He brought that up.
Little suspicious. Are you trying to kind of win over the fans, saying that, well, we gave him this offer, he wanted to go? Again, not necessarily blaming Koulibaly for leaving, but saying we did what we can to keep him, but he wanted to try something new. It's like they're kind of washing their hands, because I don't think they wanted to start this debate that, oh, well, Napoli didn't offer him enough, because there was reports going on, well, they lowballed him, they offered him 3.5. So if that was the case, whether they did it or not, that was kind of like what was being said. Now Gintoli comes out and says, well, we offered him $6 million, and then a day or two later, boom, we get the news that he's going to Chelsea. What? Come on. They knew Napoli. I'm pretty sure Napoli knew that they were getting that money for Chelsea way before Gintoli came out in the press conference and threw out that number. Now you have DeLaurentiis doing the same tactic, says, well, I offered him 2.5. And then a day or two later, Mertens comes out and is like, well, I'm bidding farewell. Is this like was this like a method to save face for the club?
They're always going to want to save face, and this is something that
but they never spit out a number before. That's the thing.
No, they haven't. They've always said that they came out with an offer that was more than suitable for the player, and then when the player leaves, they usually badmouth them. This time, what they did was they put the number out. These players left, and then ADL sent them off with well wishes, thank yous, praises, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So with this group of players, Insigne, Koulibaly, Mertens, three captains, like we titled this episode, the three captains. He came out in praise of them, saying he thanks them for the service, the 10 years. Insigne, more than 10 years. Mertens, 9 seasons. Koulibaly, 8 seasons. And yes, it's a tactic to save face, but in this particular case, he's keeping the rapport, a good rapport. He's keeping open a good rapport with them, because I think he has to at least praise these guys. I mean, there have been other players that, came out and said, I'll tell you the truth about ADL. I'll tell you the truth about being in Napoli. And wait till I leave. I'll tell you everything that really happened. But for these three particular guys, maybe that was the because I remember them putting out the numbers for Insigne too. They did the same thing for him. They did the same thing.
So oddly, so let's get to the bottom of this real quick, Rafa. Now, Carl Everson, maybe they were bullshitting, and the players are like, you lying.
We'll never know the real truth.
No.
Michele said the same thing. You're never gonna get the actual truth. We're gonna take the points.
Remind me, Dom. Put it in the. I'm sorry to put it in the chat so we.
Yeah, put it in the chat, Dom. We're gonna take the points that we've learned from this man for the past 15, 17 years, and we're gonna take what happens in front of us and assess it in our way. You know what I mean? But we're never going to get the actual truth, because this guy's going to leave and say something, but then ADL is going to say another thing, and there's always three sides of the truth. You all know that of the story. So,
well, this was kind of true, DR, isn't it? ADL's comments about Ospina were essentially that asking for more money is how you end up in shitty leagues.
I think that's where Dom was going too. He was probably going to mention that too. Yeah, you want to make more money, you end up in leagues that are insignificant, and I don't want to say the MLS is insignificant, because to be honest with you, as far as
he says shitty, not insignificant, shitty.
He said shitty, and he said what was the exact word he used? Insufficient, maybe, I don't know, but anyway, the MLS in value is like rank 7 in the world when it comes to value, money, value, monetary,
right?
They make like $1.5 billion a season. So when it comes to that, I mean, I don't want to slag off on the MLS. Obviously, it's not Europe and it's not Serie A, but Saudi Arabia, that I will slag off on. Like that's an insignificant league, if you ask me. And that is
coming. We wish you luck, but
yeah, exactly. that is. I mean, if in my opinion, it's an insignificant league. Ospina went to go play in Saudi Arabia. Really, he's gonna get Colombia.
I say this all the
Colombia's
time.
not in the World Cup, so anyway, it doesn't matter anyway. But I don't know. Like you could tell me Ospina didn't have an opportunity to play somewhere in Europe. Come on, it's the money.
Carmelo, sometimes ADL does need to shut up. I say this all the time. I all the time. I think he needs to stop talking. He needs to hire a PR guy and just stop talking. Just stop saying anything. Just say hi, hello, here's the team, here's the coach, and then go back to your hole and watch one of your old movies. I want to read off Ruby Tuesday because I love Ruby Tuesday. She's a great person, and she just popped in here on Facebook. And I'm just going to read off her comment, even though we kind of passed it a bit, but I love Ruby. So, and I can't see me now. Sorry, she's coming up. Sorry, I was thinking
Ruby's gonna take up the whole screen.
I'm like from Home Improvement. Remember that guy?
Oh, Al, yeah.
Al, right? So,
Tim.
given the way he was not used at the end of the season, we're talking about Mertens, despite having some fine moments when he did go in, given the youngsters arriving at the club, desire to build, which is super legit, he may want to go where he can get more minutes. If K2 left to get a chance at Scudetto with Chelsea, maybe Mertens wants to end his career in Serie A as more than a bench warmer. Question mark. Let me put that down. Thank you, Ruby, by the way. You're a super sweetheart.
So I mean, then what makes the most sense then to go play Salernitana? But that's gonna kill me. That is going to kill me. And Carmelo put a post up there that said, well, Spina's only taking care of his family. Touche, Carmelo, touche. We said that about Insigne taking the money. He's thinking about his family. We're saying that about Koulibaly, although he went to Chelsea. That's much different. Ospina thinking about his family. Listen, I'm not crapping on the move. It's true.
But this, Rafa, this is what's got to stop.
It's true.
Guy deserved a pay raise. Agreed. ADL said no. He goes to get more money. ADL has to talk down to him for it. It's true. He does this all the time. There's just no reason, bro. For a guy who is so concerned, the president, ADL, I'm by the way, I'm with you, Dom, here. For a guy that's so concerned about money, right? You can't shit on people wanting to go get their bank, man. Wanting to go get that bag.
Yeah.
Go get that bag. And if you don't want to pay him, don't fucking pay him.
Wish him well and see you later. There's no need.
You're going to call him greedy? Well, we're going to call you
There's no need to call out. There's no need to call him out. There's no need to call him out.
Just like, I don't understand.
No, you're right. Listen to me. He talks a lot of garbage, and a lot of times he needs to shut the hell up. That doesn't mean I don't agree with his business model, and that doesn't mean I don't agree with the moves that he's making, because I do. I agree with it. I said at the beginning, we can't lose all these guys in the same mercato. But guess what? If we get even 3/4 of the players that we were supposed to be getting in replacement, then I'm for it. And ADL is a sell first or let go first, then go get someone. That's how he does business. It's always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
Always been like that. So the only thing for me is he needs to shut the hell up.
Yep.
That's it.
Carl had put something on it.
Really quick before we move to more comments, and then obviously we leave. Insigne's first game for Toronto was this past Saturday, and Carmine and Sereno were there. Yeah, and someone took a picture and put it in our chat, right, in our Twitter chat, and it was one of these pictures where I had to look for Sereno, then I found him, and underneath the caption was, "Where's Wayo?" Where's Wayo? Where's Wayo? I was laughing hysterical at that.
That's hilarious.
I just had to, because I kind of reminded me of that when I was trying to show my face during Ruby's comment that took up half the screen. Where's Wayo? That was hilarious. Anyway, Insigne and Bernardeschi and Criscito at Toronto really killed it this weekend. Yep. Insigne with an assist.
Cheeky assist too, huh?
Cheeky assist. Also,
back heel.
The moves again. You're watching. See, here's the thing: When I'm watching Napoli live, I have to watch them again to be able to assess because my emotions are running so high when I'm watching them live. They're running all over the place. When I'm watching a game that means nothing to me and Insigne's playing in it, is more so how you can tell that this guy does so much that doesn't get picked up by a stat machine, and nobody really not, I don't say nobody, a lot of people really don't appreciate the play. Even last season where he had a down season, his play is influential on the pitch, man. 100%. Insigne starts, and it's the first time Toronto has ever had 4 goals in the first half. They won 4-0. It was only their 6th win of the season, and it puts them 6 points behind in the playoff spot, which with 13 games left, with 12 games left, which is doable. And honest to God, Insigne is just, he's one of the most underrated players I've ever seen play, in my opinion.
DR says Toronto FC strategy. Pass it to the Italians.
That's freaking right, man. Pass it to the Italians.
I like Gaetano's too.
Massimo and Giampiero over there.
Insigne playing against high schoolers. Well, at least they're the same height, aren't they?
They're literally playing against players with part-time jobs. That's not even an exaggeration.
Oh man!
Like, it's funny. My cousin called the North Macedonia team players that have full-time jobs. MLS league minimum salary players have other jobs and other ventures out there.
That's crazy.
That's a truth, which is terrible.
Claudia says, back to Napoli. Claudia, it's so strange that all this is coming on our return to CL. We are finally back and seems like a slight rebuild where most teams who get to CL look at building their core.
Yeah.
Rafa?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was taking that in. You're right. It is a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Unorthodox, right? It is a bit unorthodox.
Burn.
But
Sorry.
I think, and people are going to hate me again, but I think what ADL's strategy here is to get them back to the Champions League next season. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as long as we can get into Champions League next season, you know, listen, every season we finish in the top 4 is an opportunity to attract players to come just on the basis that we're in the Champions League. And next season, if that 150 offer comes in for Osimhen, or if somehow we get another big sale in and can get more players to build the new core of this team, listen, transition year, understatement. This is 100% a rebuild, redesign, refocus, retool, repackage, re-up. You know, this is a do-over.
Yeah,
it's a do-over.
Who said it? Maybe it was Joe again, but maybe it was in the chat. Maybe it was Vincenzo, but maybe it was a good time considering like what we just went through. Right? We weathered the storm of COVID. Right? We were able to keep our players. Now, I think it's a damn shame we didn't win the Scudetto last year. I was dying on that hill. Salah was dying on that hill. Daniel Bone was dying on the hill. Peter Scala, even Gaetano. We were convinced. Last season was the season, right? Because it was a time where people were financially hurt. So, like DeLaurentiis, this is when, you know, I started questioning him a little bit. You know, after that comment he made in the talking to a news reporter about, oh, you're the ones that said we're going to win the Scudetto, not me. That's when it really like grinded my gears, because it was such a time to win the Scudetto. Was last season for Napoli, right? Like everybody's in financial trouble. You weathered the storm. You were like, look, I kept my players, I paid them in full, and I won a Scudetto. This is the way. Everybody praises DeLaurentiis' business model. It doesn't matter whether they're Napoli fans, whether they're pundits, journalists. Everybody praises the model, except for Napolitani, and that's because Napolitani want to win, because the emotions are involved, and you can't trump those emotions. You cannot take your emotion out of this. It's not even fair to ask a fan like ADL. You can't ask a fan not to be emotional. There's just no way. You're the president. You're the one that's supposed to keep your head straight. We're emotional wrecks that just want to see our team win at any cost, and that's the truth. Let's admit it.
It's hard for fans of Napoli to be emotional and rational at the same time. It's very hard. Yeah, we're emotional. We want to win a Scudetto, but rationally, like, there have been no other team in the last. 2001 was the last time a team other than Juve, Inter, or Milan won a Scudetto. So, that's just the truth of the matter, and I'll go further back and say Sampdoria and Napoli were the other two that won it in the past 30-something years, right? And everybody else had a one-off, and we had two. Yeah. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, five different seasons. A Scudetto was won by other than the top three since 1987. Like, come on, that's right. asking a team like Napoli, Lazio, Roma, or anyone else that came close in the past few to win. Atalanta to win a Scudetto is almost seemingly impossible, and that's where I got my. It could be easier to win a European trophy. Right. Because if you focus on the European trophy any given day, anything can happen. And that's where Napoli have to find that balance there, You
just made Giuseppe's hair raise a little bit there.
I'm sure
I like what he said. I like what he said, Giuseppe, today to me. He was like, basically, ADL right now, and we'll end with this, but ADL right now, in a sense, took his last $5 and went and bought a lottery ticket with it. And I think that's a little bit of what's going on, in a sense that the core players are gone. He took away his highest salaries. He waited, but he did it now. He did it after probably the biggest loss over the last few years, man.
The biggest loss. Yeah.
We have to understand that this was our biggest loss since like a while. Probably ever. It happened now because of COVID. So, I know people say don't use the COVID as an excuse, but it's not using it as an excuse. It's saying that we're starting to feel the ramifications of it. We're starting to feel it a little bit. And I think ADL decided, well, maybe it's time now to start, because if we have to save money somewhere, it's got to be in salary, because it doesn't matter whatever business you run or you own or what have you. The biggest expense is labor costs. So
I know that
he was able to get the 40 million. All right. He was able to he made his offer, or maybe he didn't, for Insigne, but Insigne went to Toronto. Insigne's chilling. Koulibaly's chilling. Mertens, I really hope just this guy finds a good home. Because we love him.
Always chilling, bro.
Mertens is chilling.
Always chilling.
Yeah, he's chilling regardless, but I'm just saying, I want him to get his paycheck. I want him to stay close to home. I hope he can stay in Napoli. He's an adopted son. I want good for him. I don't want ADL to just throwing people under a bus anymore. Just shut up and stop trying to always steal the spotlight. All right, especially towards players that get big. It seems like he has I don't want to start a whole new conversation, but it almost seems as if the minute you start getting bigger than ADL is the minute he starts slowly pushing you out. And Spalletti, he's a little like that too. These guys have two big egos, man. They have two big egos, and it's no surprise to me that we lose the core of our team. Our wingers weren't doing as well. Maybe Politano wants to go now. What's going on here? You know what I mean? Are we doing too much changing? Is it something with the upper administration? Is it something with the coach? I feel like I'm really cautious. I'm optimistic about the team, but I'm a little worried as to the general atmosphere for the players right now.
I don't know, Ralph. I don't know.
But the new players is different, but the old players is what I'm concerned about. I think
Osimhen said that this team is stronger than last year, and he said Napoli da Scudetto. Dude, that to me is a good sign. It's a sign that the team believes. It's a sign that They believe in Spalletti. They believe in the team around them. They believe in Di Lorenzo as the captain. They believe in Mario Rui as the vice captain, I'm assuming. And Zielinski there, and Fabian there, and Osimhen, and Lozano, and Kvara, and Oliveira, and Medet's going to get more playing time. And I think they all legit. Juan Jesus for me could be a quiet, like, Mertens type, because this guy goes on his social, mostly Facebook, and always says how much he loves this team and how much of a fan he is of this team, the city, the people, the this, the that. I think that's good to have too, even though he's not a starter and he's not very influential on the pitch either. But I think when people were talking about locker room leaders, I think he could be one. I think obviously Di Lorenzo and Mario Rui could be locker room leaders. I think the leadership is going to come from as a surprise, in a form of a surprise. But when you talk about the players, not the attitude of the players, look, they're getting hot-headed at each other in training, and like Ken said, that could be healthy. Right. You see teams get, you see American football players knock each other out and then go and win a Super Bowl. Like, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I get that too, Cal. He said we need that Pandev player. We do. I agree. We need that Ibra. I get it. And Mertens could have been that. And, I feel like Koulibaly should have been that. But listen, we got to roll with what was dealt, and we're going to. And it's just, we have to let it see what happens. We have to let it unfold. Spalletti, for me, is very influential in who this team brings in. And I think that I can trust in him now that he's getting a more of his kind of team. That's another thing. This is all Sarri's team. This is Benitez that started it, and then it was Sarri's team. Ancelotti came in, Gattuso came in, fixed it, won a trophy, then was gone. Now here's Spalletti with the last pieces of that gone. He's starting his new team here. And this is really where we're going to see Spalletti shine here. What can he do with this team? What can he do? We need that Aronica player who's a hard head.
Beast Aronica.
Gaetano says we need that Donadel player. I think we need that Fidelef player. I think we need that Kirikas player. Like, we're going to start listing off names now.
Let's get a Forza Napoli Semper going in the chat, guys. We're going to get out of here in a minute.
Great show,
man. Really loving the participation, man. We're working on. We got some things cooking, guys. Let's end the show with some of the. Well, you wanted to mention Henry Bell.
I did. Before I do, Carmelo, Raspadori, realistically, we have a chance? No. And here's why. Not because of an agreement with Raspadori and Napoli, because I believe they can come to an agreement. I don't think Sassuolo sucks, bro. Sassuolo sucks when it comes to trying to make a deal with Napoli. Never happens. They never want to sell to us. F Sassuolo. They are Juve farm club. You understand? They are if they're not going to Juve, they're going outside of the league. And Sassuolo really, except for Boga, who went to, I thought they suck. They never ever want to sell to us, and for that reason alone, I don't have faith in Raspadori. But if Raspadori were to have come in, then Deulofeu doesn't make sense. So I'd rather have Deulofeu than Raspadori, because I think Deulofeu is more of a versatile player. And we already have Osimhen. We're going to bring in Simeone. Where is Raspadori going to play? I know he usually plays seconda punta, but we need a number 10. We don't need anyone on the left. Kvara's got that taken care of. So where's he going to play? So I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be mad if we get him. Obviously, I would love to have him on the team, and we'll figure it out. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so.
A little background music. I don't know, guys. Somebody in the chat, tell me how this. How you? I think it's weird. Last time I put it on, I didn't hear it. I know we can hear it, but I don't know how everybody else.
Can we hear this background music? Because we love to lead with music playing. Yeah. Anyway, you did mention, Ralph, that I wanted to talk about some things that are coming up. So no Shadow of the Studio this week. Next week, Henry and Michele are going to record, but they've tasked me with the responsibility. They're going to be doing a Q&A. Now, they want to do a virtual Q&A instead of just reading out Q&As from Twitter or what have you.
Mhm.
So if you guys want to participate in next week's Q&A, and I don't know when they're going to record yet, but I would assume it's a next Wednesday release. Please send your, keep it short, 10, 15, 20 seconds, questions to Henry Bell or Michele for their show. What questions do you have for them? They've asked me to reach out to everybody because everybody here is watching and probably listen as well. But for everybody on the audio pod that's listening, you're going to hear them exclusively on the audio at Far From Vesuvius. So please send your questions to raffanapoli83@gmail.com. Again, raffanapoli83@gmail.com. Send in your Q&A questions for Shadow of Vesuvio episode 15 coming out next week. You can start sending them now, and if they relate, if they still apply to next week, that's fine. If things change and you have another question, send it in again. Let me know. You can always chat with me and let me know which question you want them to answer if something changes in between, what have you. But hit me up, raffanapoli83@gmail.com. Send me your audio questions for Shadows in the Shadow of Vesuvio.
Alex Romo joined the Tri-State Napoli club.
There you go. Is he in the area now?
Alex? Well, I don't know. I know Alex. You never know where Alex is. Alex could be anywhere, man. This man is
at the Italy game, so he says I got to. We need to meet up for one of these weekends in NYC to watch a Napoli match together. Forza Napoli sempre. So hopefully he's there. Yeah.
Alex doesn't walk; he appears. You know what I mean? But definitely check out the Tri-State. I'll give you some more info, Alex. All right. But in the meantime, thank you to everybody in the chat. It was a wonderful show, man. Really, man. You really guys, you make this show go. You make the show. Rafa, great show as always.
Thank you.
Lots of fun.
Biz. Thank you very much.
Good rant. Let's hope we don't have let's hope some good news ranting next Monday, right? Let's hope maybe a couple of official
signings. Bad news. I'm tired.
Yeah. I mean, I think the bad news is done. But you know what? I'm not saying. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. Let's get the hell out of here. Respo fan meet again. Look up Tri-State Napoli Club.
Tri-State Napoli Club is where you're
find them. You'll find us.
Yes, we're gonna be. We're with them. We're affiliated with them. We're going to. They have released or they will be releasing the fan meets. I'm pretty sure they're going to meet for the first match, which is Monday, August 15th. I'm going to try my best to make it to that. If I can't, I will definitely be at one very, very shortly after that. But, you can always check in with them and ask us if we're going to be there, and we'll let you know for sure.
All right, guys. Until then,
Forza Napoli sempre,
guys. We'll see you guys. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.